skincare providers educational series.
The company that has remained steadfast and kept the right principles. The company headed toward the world with the right principles. The company that grows with its customers and shares generously. We are Atomy. Atomy, which has been growing ever since its establishment in 2009, is a global multi-level marketing company with a presence across the globe. Surpassing 2.2 trillion Korean won in global sales and with a global membership of 15 million, Atomy's #1 goal of going beyond customer satisfaction to customer success continues to be its top priority to this day. Providing good quality products at reasonable prices, Atomy's competitiveness lies in the nature of distribution. The absolute quality and absolute price product philosophy that Atomy has practiced since its inception is included in all of its products, such as health functional foods, beauty, living, food, fashion, home appliances, and more. Atomy Hemohim surpassed 2 trillion Korean won in cumulative sales, ranked #1 in domestic health functional food exports. With 19 international patents for a single product, it is forging a unique history in the realm of health functional foods. Absolute Skincare, which has become one of the best-selling cosmetics in the industry with sales of 100 billion Korean won every year since its launch. Absolute Cell Active Skincare received King Sejong Award from the Korean Intellectual Property Office in 2021 for the first time in the cosmetics industry and was selected as world-class product for next generation, selected by Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy in 2022. Atomy practices customer-centered management in all its business activities, and such efforts were recognized by the acquisition of its customer-centered management certification for 3 consecutive years, which is a unique accomplishment in the industry. Starting with the US branch in 2010, Atomy is a global company that opened 26 branches in Asia, South America, Oceania, Europe, etc., with 15 million members worldwide. In 2023, Atomy opened its EU branch and has plans for global expansion with a focus on Africa, Latin America, and emerging markets. Atomy's GSGS strategy, which stands for Global Sourcing Global Sales, allows the supply of products that align with the absolute quality and absolute price philosophy through Atomy's global sales network. Atomy's success system, in which the company runs all seminars, allows any member to succeed regardless of individual ability. This is the driving force behind Atomy's distinctive growth. As the next generation broadcaster bridging online and offline realms, the Success Seminar manifests Atomy's vision for members worldwide. It presents a vision of global success that transcends time and space by merging business and culture. The ACT project has been initiated to cultivate global leaders and empower our active members around the world. Atomy is dedicated to providing full support for fostering global business activities. To achieve absolute quality and absolute price, and to ensure commitment to quality from its partners, Atomy provides various support measures for partnering companies, such as cash payment within 1 week from delivery, interest-free operating fund loans, and joint quality management systems, among others. These create a culture of accompanied growth. Atomy strives to minimize its environmental impact across all business activities through policies like transitioning product to zero plastic and introducing eco-friendly smart packaging solutions, with the goal of becoming a global eco-friendly leader. Sharing is a mission that all companies must fulfill. As a result of its consistent annual giving for the last 3 years, Atomy has secured the #1 rank in the distribution industry for donations as a percentage of revenue among the top 500 companies in the country. As a result, it has earned various government awards and certifications, including the Government Award for Sustainable Management, Good Donor Award, Family Friendly Company, and Great Place to Work Korea. Atomy's executives, employees, partnering companies, and members all practice sharing together to improve the lives of all members of society. Wherever sharing is needed around the world, global branches will be united to support happiness for all. The company that holds true to its principles while creating a new distribution culture. The company expanding globally with the trust of people around the world. The company that dreams of customer success while moving beyond customer satisfaction. The company that cherishes the spirit. We are Proud Atomy.
All right, all right, all right. We are Proud Atomy, indeed. Okay, let me go to my speaker view here. There we go. So, who has a testimony to share on this evening? Now, we have Nicole, and Nicole has a very special testimony. And Nicole, in your testimonies, make sure you share some love. Whatever you was taking, kind of let us know what you was taking and how much, so that if somebody else wanna, let's say, know about your journey, how you use the supplements and everything, they won't have to guess at it as far as how much or what everything.
Right.
They might want to do what you do, or they might want to do a little bit more.
Right. I am post brainstem stroke. First of all, I had diabetes and demonic neuropathy. I call it demonic neuropathy because it did not play with me. Today, September, what's the date? The 12th, at 12:22. I'm on the phone with my cousin, the UPS man. I'm waiting for this stuff. I've been waiting for this stuff for days. I'm waiting. So I'm on the phone with my cousin. I'm like, oh my goodness, UPS, let me get my stuff. I'm so excited, right? So I go out there, I get my stuff. I just look at it. I'm like, yeah, you gonna work for me. So I bring it inside and I open it up, and the packaging is amazing. I don't know who's doing the marketing. Amazing job. Kudos to these people. So I opened up the product. What I did order was the Hemohim. I ordered the ethereal patches and the noni juice. Now, this is what I took. I took 1 cup of noni juice, 1 pack of Hemohim, and the ethereal patches I cut in quarters. So I took the Hemohim and the noni juice first for me and my husband. I said, we're going to do this thing together. We're going to be healed together. So I took it. I ain't think nothing of it. I was like, okay, yeah, it's going to do its thing. But I got sidetracked, went in the living room, came back, and I said, oh, let's put on a patch. We put on our patch. I put the patch on my foot. On my foot, on top of my foot. Now, mind you, I got neuropathy so bad it feels like a sweater is around my toe and a sheet of paper is under my feet. That's how bad it is. I put that patch on top of my foot. I didn't think nothing of it. Went in the living room, came back, and I came back and I sat down. I usually like when I'm sitting down, I usually like wiggle my toes. And I noticed I said, oh, I don't feel nothing. Did I say I don't feel nothing? No. Not knock the edge off. Nothing. I was up all night with this neuropathy. I mean up all night. I went to wiggle my toes. And I said, wait. I called Michael Taplin. I said, Michael Taplin, I don't know what's in these patches. Now, this didn't happen when I took the Noni and all that because it hadn't gotten my system good. But these patches, 15 minutes max, gone. I mean gone. Gone. Like y'all don't even know what I've been through for the last 10 years with the stroke. The stroke turned into the post-stroke was the monster of it all because I had sciatica. Ooh, I had sciatica so bad I couldn't walk for 4 months. Then the neuropathy started. I just started getting neuropathy like 2 years ago. And it's a monster. And that's why I called it post-brain stroke, diabetes, and mnemonic neuropathy. Because the neuropathy was the monster. But when I put that patch on there, I went to my husband. I was like, I don't know. I've given this testimony at least 6 times today. And I got this stuff today. Literally 5 hours ago. And I told my husband, I said, this is what I've been waiting for 10 years. Yes, 10 years, y'all. I've been waiting. Whew, let me breathe. I've been waiting for God to send something for 10 years. And I got it. I'm so happy. I don't know who is the creator of this thing, but I thank God for them, for real. Because I'm telling everybody I meet in grocery stores, on the street, at the church house, you name it, I'm talking about it. I'm going to be the mouthpiece of this thing right here. Because I know it works without a shadow of doubt. This in prayer. Because I've been praying for something like this. This thing works. Here go the whole box right here. This right here. I got the whole box. The whole box. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Because I wasn't going to give a testimony. Because I go to the doctor October 2nd. And I told Mike, I said, I'm going to give this testimony when I'm done with the doctor. So I got 2.5 weeks to see, how I'm going to feel. I guess God said, no, you don't. I'm going to move through this right now. 15 minutes, y'all. 15 minutes. And, I could kiss the CEO, whoever created this, whoever God allowed to create this. I want to hug them. I'll be their spokesperson. I'll do their commercials because this is the truth right here. I didn't care what I had to do to get the money because I know people are going to be like, well, I can't afford it. You cannot not afford it unless you want to keep being in pain. I've been in pain for so long. I told my cousin Mike, I said, when this stopped hurting my foot, I felt weird being normal. If that makes sense. That shouldn't make sense. But I felt normal and it was weird because I've been in pain for 10 years. So anybody, if you doubting, if you have unbelief, I'm telling you, go pray about this thing. Ask God to show you this thing is going to work for you.
Wow, that was awesome. That was awesome. It is one thing I like about her testimony is that she was expecting with great faith. She was expecting because she said it. You know, I was waiting on this stuff. I was waiting on it. That means she had hope. She had faith, and we need to have that same hope, that same faith, and we need to let others know. You know, have faith, have great faith. Be, waiting on your blessing. Okay? And, because God is commanding a blessing, and she was blessed. I love her energy. I love her energy. Okay. Do anybody else have a testimony on this evening they would like? Ben, do you do you have a testimony at this time?
Yes, sir. Real quick, how you doing? How you doing, Dr. Edwards?
Doing well, doing very well indeed.
That's good. Good to see you, sir. Yes, sir.
Good to
Just
see you
real
too.
quick, I just thank you, sir. I just wanted to say I've been with Atomy for about a month now. Trying the products. I ordered the toothpaste. And it's exactly what the products say. Absolute, quality, absolute price, and of course, quality attracts quantity. And I just by trying the product itself, I tried the toothpaste. Within, I would say, the first 2 3 minutes, I start feeling just kind of like just energy going through my body. Like I could tell something was shifting, something was changing in my body, and so, but it was as far as something really good, and I like the product. When I ordered it, it came in a quality of four. I was like, wow, I thought it was just going to be one tube, but it was four tubes. And I just like the packaging and everything. And that's just what I wanted to say to everybody,
Okay.
kind of as a newbie here in the business. Yes.
Oh,
Yes, sir. Thank you.
fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Alrighty. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for that testimony, Ben. Really appreciate it. All
Yes, sir.
right. So, okay. So we're gonna move on and to our speaker for this evening. But before we do that, I have a special intro. I have a special intro. So everyone gather together, turn your volume up, and I did a special intro for our speaker on tonight. So everybody listen. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Please allow me a moment to introduce our presenter for this evening. Is Dr. Princess Robinson Humphrey, MD. Dr. Princess Robinson Humphrey is a daughter of the Oakwood University Church and North Alabama community. She is blessed to be the result of Christian education from first grade all the way through medical school, and therefore would not be who she is today without godly parents and the Oakwood University Church community. She completed her undergraduate degree at Oakwood University and went on to complete Loma Linda University School of Medicine. After completing an internship in general surgery, she returned home to Huntsville and completed her residency at UAB Huntsville Family Medicine. She is blessed to be the mother of four amazing children: Solomon, Princess Joelle, Prince Shiloh, and Queenly. They are truly the joy of her life. She has 24 years as a physician and has been on the cutting edge of the field of wellness medicine and integrative care since prior to attending residency. She loves God, her closest family and friends, and people in general. Her life has been one of service, commitment, and courage, both personally and professionally. Over the last decade, she has served as a medical director in various capacities and currently works both in Madison at the premier wellness facility in our area part-time. She has also been the medical director of the Oakwood University Church Clinic since 2020. She is looking forward to implementing innovative ways to empower our church, our city, and our sphere of influences to live longer and healthier lives. One of her favorite Bible chapters is Psalm 103. God promises healing of all of our diseases and restoration of youth for those who take hold of these promises. She believes that she is simply student and helper of the true healer and master physician, Jesus. And now, our speaker, Dr. Princess Robinson Humphrey, MD.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Princess, and it's a pleasure to be here with you all this evening. I consider this community like a family. So many nice and helpful people that I've met since becoming a part of Atomy. So thank you for inviting me to speak this evening. Our subject for this evening is how to stress less. In my office, I do integrative medicine, which is a combination of traditional medicine where you're using pills and you're using medications to help people with their symptoms. But integrative care also offers lifestyle changes, dietary changes, as well as supplements and other tools to reach optimal health, to help people reach optimal health. So we'll be incorporating that part tonight as it relates to Atomy. So, how many of you are avid news watchers? Anybody here likes to watch the news? Because I sure don't. If you like watching the news, type in the chat what your favorite news channel is. My mom used to like watching the news a lot. So anybody like watching CNN, Fox News if you dare, or any of the others? Well, I try to stay away from the news channels because, especially lately, it's been quite stressful. But I know you want to keep up to date with what's going on in the world, but you really don't have to turn on the news or YouTube to find some drama, do you? All you got to do is go to the grocery store, the gas station, hit that Atlanta freeway, and there's the drama right before your eyes. Undeserved and unabashed, unashamed. Type drama in the chat. Okay, some of these stressors are, like I said, out of our control. But what we want to do tonight is figure out how do we stay calm even under duress. For God's word says that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but we wrestle against principalities, powers, and the rulers of the darkness of this world in high places. I hope your next door neighbor is not one of those. I hope your extended family member is not one of those. I hope that somebody at the school or the job is not one of those. But even if they are, God has given us many tools to overcome Satan, his imps, and his human agents. So tonight we need to learn how to stress less, because if you are not intentional about it, it will catch you straight up off guard, almost like it did me this week. This week, see, every time I know I'm on the right track with my purpose, with my career choices, with Atomy, I know I'm on the right track. Whenever distractions come up, okay? Anybody understand what I'm saying? Whenever you are doing the thing that God has called you to do, initially, Satan sends the most uh, out of left field foolishness to catch you off guard, get you upset, and most of all, to get you off task. So, we're adding some tools this evening that will help you stay on task, stay focused, and most importantly, stay calm and stay trusting in the Lord. Bible says that happy is he that trusteth in the Lord. So if you find that you're not happy, that your happiness is kind of sinking, then you need to check your trust level. Because with him, everything is going to be okay. And I found that he always will put people in your path, opportunities in your path that will help to encourage you and get you back on track. So keep an optimistic attitude no matter what is going on, because that optimism will help you to live longer in the first place. So if you want to live a long, happy, healthy life, you have to first change your attitude and outlook. So the human is made up of body, the physical, mind, the mental, and spirit. And then we throw in there the social. And so what affects the body? The foods we eat, the lifestyle that we live, the supplements, nutrients, and antioxidants that we give to support the body, the exercise that we choose to do or to avoid. The mind is built and supported basically by how we think, our thoughts, our inner thoughts, what we're listening to, the gateways through our ears, eyes. Um, so watch what you're watching, and so that includes the news. If it gets too negative and you start to feel stressed, you want to turn that off. If everybody around you is too loud and obnoxious, you might need to step out of the room for a few minutes and gather yourself in the quiet. The spirit, though, is the most important thing that we need to focus on, because that taps us in to an infallible, eternal, and a loving God who we can lean on in times of trouble. And it also helps to the spirit is also helped by the Holy Spirit, who teaches us. And you know what the Holy Spirit told me as I prayed over this topic tonight? And sometimes, even though I'm a decent speaker, sometimes I get a little nervous, especially if things have been a little bit chaotic and stressful for me, and you're up to the last minute, etc. So I prayed, and know what the Holy Spirit told me? Said, don't worry, don't worry, and just point them to me. Don't worry, be free, and point them to me. See, the Holy Spirit is a good rhymer. For those of you who write poetry, rap, etc., Christian rap, not that old hippity hop stuff. The Holy Spirit can rhyme better than anybody. Like, he gives you some great ideas, and if you'll write them down, you probably would be rich. Like, if I had executed all the stuff that God has shown me and taught me, I would definitely be rich on Shopify. Don't worry, be free, and point them to me. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Um, True stories is story time, because that always helps your presentation. Those of you who don't like to speak, if you put some stories in there, that helps everybody to loosen up, and it's a little more interesting. So I have a couple of true stories. Now, you might not like these stories because I sure didn't like them, but they are 100% true. So the first one is, not too long ago, a grown Taco Bell worker cussed at and demeaned a teenager who had come back in and asked for his order to be corrected. Um, he was cussed at and he was told he was lying, even with receipt in hand, by a grown woman. True story. Next true story, a woman sitting at a red light with her two small children in her car. She was sitting behind a motorcyclist at a red light. So the motorcycle man began to twitch and flail his arms, and he was looking at the red light. He looked like maybe he had some type of mental or drug problem. And so the mom said, lock the doors. So shortly after she locked the doors, the man came up to her car. And guess what the man did? He started cussing at her, yelling at her at the top of her lungs, because she didn't understand that he needed more weight for the light to change. True story. Next story is that a woman was in Kroger with three of her small kids, and she was standing in line patiently like everyone else when a man came up to her accusing her of cutting. And when she explained to him that no, we're just standing here waiting, trying to get out of the way of the aisle traffic, this man wanted to strike up a conversation, but at that point, the mom did not want to engage with this crazy man. Well, he began to scream at the top of his lungs at the woman in front of her kids, at the top of his lungs at Kroger. And then the last story is, and this one I witnessed recently, families were at the Costco gas station, You know how Costco gas station is set up, and then when you're done, you just pull out on the side and go about your business. Well, there was a woman who came and parked and blocked the exit way so that the woman's car couldn't fit without harming her or her car. So she kindly asked if she would be willing to move. And guess what? The woman began insulting her, insulting her hair, talking about her. And that's when the woman almost snapped, but she didn't. She just said that wigs can be changed, but bad bodies and bad faces, they don't change that easily. And so that woman was me. I'll take credit for that B6 roast because my son slapped me 5 when the woman tried to insult me just for asking if she could kindly move over just a little bit. And I kind of felt bad about that, people, but then not so much. Like bad, but not bad. I don't know. The jury's still out on that. I had to pray and ask forgiveness for roasting that woman. And she left me alone and moved. So sometimes you have to get a little more assertive with some of these people, but hopefully I can do it without roasting them next time. Anyway, you don't have to go anywhere, do anything to anybody, or even as you can see, talk to people these days for them to start going on the attack, especially on women and children. And it's unfortunate that we're in a world like that now. Hey, we need to pray for our world, but most of all, we have to learn how can we stay calm in a crazy world with somewhat crazy individuals. And it was my thought, even though I was mad at some of those other experiences at first, it was my thought that we need to spread the word about how people can manage their emotions, manage their stress, so that we're not having these instances out in public and these crash outs and these Karen videos. And I mean, there's fodder everywhere because people cannot manage their stress or their emotions.
Now we do now we do Cash App. Now we do PayPal.
And so
Money
we're
is
here to
cash.
address that tonight.
Tested $100.
How many of you know that Atomy is actually a gold mine? Have you guys heard the story of, have you all heard the story of the gentleman who was seeking gold many years ago, maybe in the 1800s or so? He was looking for gold and he went around the world to find this gold. He spent all of his money to find this gold. And when he got back from the world travels, he found nothing. He had nothing to show for his distance and travels. And they had found gold in the man's backyard. Let's not be like that man. Let's make sure that we recognize what we have in Atomy. And so tonight, I first want you guys to go over a assessment. Let's see if you have chronic stress that has actually messed up your organs, such as your adrenal gland, your liver, your thyroid, if they're a little off because you have been under so much stress and haven't yet known how to exactly manage it. And so when that happens, our stress hormones just go haywire, namely things like cortisol and the adrenal hormones that are normally geared towards managing short-term stress. But how many know that post 2020, I believe that there is worldwide unaddressed PTSD, chronic PTSD. And so let's see if you have a little bit of too much stress that has affected your adrenal glands. And we call that in integrative care, we call that adrenal fatigue. So,
Okay.
what I would like you all to do is look at the symptoms list. There's a list of
Go.
symptoms. It says check your symptoms.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So let's go down that list together And you guys can take a screenshot so that you can share it with your friends. Okay, are you tired when you wake up in the morning and find it difficult to sleep at night, even though you are tired? I would also say, as a caveat, with adrenal fatigue, people are.
So I'm like, okay, so you guys be trying to at the start with at least.
Okay,
Yeah.
somebody
Okay,
needs to
so
mute their mic real quick.
right.
Yes, thank you. Okay, um, sometimes when you have adrenal fatigue, what happens is you work, 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 work. You keep pushing yourself. And then at about 8 or 9 at night, you feel like crashing and going to bed. But adrenal fatigue people say, no, I'm going to keep working through this. And they keep staying up, even though their body is tired by 8 at night. And they end up going to bed at 10, 11, 12, or whenever. And that further damages their adrenal response. Do you get too little sleep? So that's the next question. Do you routinely get too little sleep? Are you unable to live without coffee? Do you feel run down or have people around you ask you all the time, are you tired? Do you feel worn out after you exercise? Is it difficult for you to bounce back when you do get sick, like a cold or something? Okay, so let's check the rest of these off if they apply to you. Do you have chronic stress in your life or toxic people, which creates chronic stress, or a toxic job, which creates chronic stress? Do you have sleep disturbances? Are you tired in the morning fatigue or evening fatigue, like we just talked about? Do you have poor concentration? Is your memory starting to lapse on certain things? Do you have depression, anxiety? Are you irritable? Do you snap at your kids sometimes, or your husband, or whomever? Do you have a lot of extra abdominal fat, or sugar or salty thing cravings? Are you chronically ill? Do you often pick up random infections? And this is the last one. Do you have low libido? So low sex drive, especially, if you're married, but that's not on your list of things to do. So those are some of the hallmarks of adrenal fatigue. And so if you're answering yes, you have come to the right place tonight. So we are going to be shopping the Atomy Mall for the very things that are already on my patient list when I'm treating someone for anxiety, depression, or adrenal fatigue and chronic stress. Did you know that over 85 to 90% of all visits to the family doctor are related to chronic stress? Somehow, whatever the person is complaining about or whatever they're experiencing can be rooted back to chronic stress. So if you learn these protocols and if you know what to point yourself and others to on the Atomy Mall, you are a step ahead of probably 90% of people. You are probably the 5% that knows what to do. So let's start with, you ready? Omega 3. So you want to take screenshots of this stuff so that you can go back and purchase it later. So omega 3s are important for every cell in your body. In particular, your brain and nervous system are coated in something called the myelin sheath, which is made in part of omega 3s, and a phospholipid bilayer surrounds every cell in the human body just about. And so if you are low on omega 3s and high on omega 6 from eating McDonald's fries, Burger King fries, fried this and fried that in vegetable oil, soy, or canola, guess what? You're going to be nervous as a wreck and probably mean and violent. They actually did a study on prisoners and they changed their diet from high saturated fats and omega 6 junk food to more omega 3. And guess what happened? Violence went down so significantly, almost to zero. So that's the power of omega 3s. They also help you lose weight. They also help your concentration. They also help to prevent anxiety, depression. Um, they also help to lower your blood sugar or keep it in balance. So I say that everyone in America and across the globe who doesn't eat salmon every day needs to be on omega 3. Sardines are also high in omega 3 as well, but they may come with toxins and heavy metals. So you want something that has been ultra filtered out for the toxins, but still gives you the omega 3 in a dose that you can quantify. And so that's why taking the capsules is so important, both for adults, teenagers, and dare I say, children. Even infants see better when they're supplemented with omega 3 and their intelligence levels are supported. Next one, ginseng. Now, I'm from Alabama, and in the north of Alabama is where the Appalachian Mountains begin. In Appalachia, they would kill you if you would mess with their plot of ginseng in the woods. True story. My mom and I had a ginseng uh, license about maybe 5 years ago. You have to get a license to grow it or to harvest it. It's that important and that highly valued. At one time in the Appalachians and other places, it had a similar value to things like gold because it supports the health. It's adaptogenic, and it, like omega 3s, it affects so many different parts of the body, but it helps you to adapt better to stress. You're on a cellular level. So try to get either the humsum, which is the ginseng powder that you could put in your tea or coffee in the morning, or I think I like the jelly sticks better. They may not, I don't know, we'll talk about it later, the potency between the two, but they have ginseng jelly sticks if you like stuff that's kind of like candy, like me and my girls. And then they have the powder, which is probably more potent, which is the humsum. And it might be a little more expensive too. Okay, magnesium and calcium are important in lowering your response to stressful situations. In particular, magnesium helps you stay calm. If you know somebody that is nervous all the time, has insomnia, they have restless leg syndrome, they have muscle cramps, they're in great need of either, most times, magnesium, which most people are deficient in, or calcium. I like this calcium because it's not synthetic, it's plant-based, and it has a significant amount of magnesium, unlike other co-supplements. So I looked at the ingredients before this, and it has a high amount of your daily magnesium needs, has 300 milligrams, and then it has some calcium and some other things. So that's something that I'm going to definitely order, and I suggest you do too. Okay, the next item in the Atomy Mall is the B complex. B complex. My dad was a kind of like a history buff, but he was very intelligent, very good with numbers, money, and things like that. He was the first man in our whole church and conferences to be responsible for the sale of $1 million in Christian books. And he helped many students go to college, pay their way through college by selling Christian literature And many of them are judges, doctors, pastors, administrators now because of the mentorship of my dad. But one of the things he told me as a kid was, when you peel an orange, go ahead and eat a little bit of the white pulp on the inside of the peel, because that contains a certain amount of B vitamins, B complex vitamins, and flavonoids, and things like that. So he shared with me a lot of health tips, he and my mom. But he said that in Nazi Germany, what they did in some of their wicked experiments to the prisoners was they would take B12 and B vitamins completely out of their diet. And in short order, and for sure, those individuals typically went crazy. So he told me, always support your B vitamins. You know, he didn't really tell a kid to take supplements, but he told me how to get certain things out of the foods they would have at the house. So B complex has been shown to help people with bipolar disorder, depression, anxiety, and to reduce their symptoms along with the omega-3. So please take advantage of the Atomy B complex, which I was told has helped some of our people even with their blood pressure in combination with the protocols. So I'm going to be ordering the Atomy B complex so that I can monitor improvements. Hemohim. Everybody knows about the hemohim, huh? I don't think we could say enough about that. But hemohim and the, you got it up, has been created by the South Korean scientist, and they originally wanted to see its effects on cancer. And sure enough, it helped so many cancer patients, even though we don't go around telling people, oh, this is a cure, this is a cure. But you can share testimonials and let people know who are struggling and don't know what to do, that there are some tools out there for them. And this is one of the main tools for most of the protocols that I've seen is the hemohim. And according to the severity of the disease, whatever it may be, many others like glucose problems or diabetes, blood pressure problems, whatever, according to the severity, that's how you need to adjust the dosage up or down. So everybody can take this as a maintenance just for general good health, but you can also increase the dosage for more severe problems. I thought about this. I thought, why does this actually affect so many different health things? And it occurred to me that there's a new field in medicine that we are now highlighting. Of course, it's been there all the time, but it has to do with the energy powerhouse of the cell. Does anybody know what the energy powerhouse of the cell is? Can somebody type it in the chat? I'll give you like 5 seconds. The energy powerhouse of the cell is the mitochondria. And we're now exploring mitochondrial health. Okay, Pauline, I see you. Yes, we're now exploring in medicine mitochondrial health. What are the foods, the herbs, the supplements, the medications that affect and upregulate the energy production through the mitochondria of the cell? I believe that hemohim affects so many different systems because it is a mitochondrial booster. I'll have to go and look at all the white papers later, but that's just my theory. Somebody who knows more than me can say yay or nay. All right, the next substance is a great one that we've all heard of, and that is noni. How many of you have been using or hearing about noni since the 90s? Yes, what makes the noni different here? And when, by the way, my hip was hurting me. Here's a testimonial. My hip was hurting me really badly, and I had to use a cane for like 2 days straight, 2 days in a row, because I couldn't put a lot of pressure on my right hip. I even went and got it x-rayed, and they charged me over $1,000 for an x-ray. Are you kidding me? So I'm gonna have to work out a payment plan on that one, because no, we're not doing that. But yes, my hip was so bad till I had to use a cane and lose all my cool points just about around my friends up at the church. And everybody was asking me, well, what's wrong? And I just had to tell them I think I had a fall on that hip and it probably just didn't heal properly. But anyway, I started using the noni, and I also started using the ethereal patches, which I cut in half. And I haven't had to use a cane since, guys. So that stuff really helps with inflammation, any arthritis symptoms that you have. But I believe it also helps with stress, because before I ran out of the noni, it makes you feel really good. I don't know why. I haven't researched that part, but it helped me to stay a lot calmer, probably reducing inflammation and other things in the body. So the noni is really good for a lot of things, including, I believe, helping you to manage your stress. Okay, we're gonna go to the rhodiola. Okay, so remember I said that a lot of our body systems are interconnected. So when someone is suffering in the kidney area, they also may have liver issues. If someone has liver problems, it could definitely affect their renal function. Why? They didn't know when I went to med school, and I haven't gone back to see why, but they said we don't know why, but milk, they said that the kidney and the liver are interconnected in their function. And rhodiola is an adaptogen. It's an adaptogenic herb that helps your body have greater endurance for both stress and physical exercise. So, if you need more energy and less stress, probably try the rhodiola. Or if you have liver problems. Okay, I want to go down to some things that have, like if someone is on a super budget and they're wanting to get some of the Atomy products to get started, um, let's pull up the vitamin C, 2,000 milligram. Vitamin C not only kills germs, it not only has been studied in its effect on cancer cells, but it also supports your teeth. So when you're suggesting the dental package, you might want to have people begin to take regular vitamin C. Because remember, when the sailors were sailing across the world, their teeth were falling out, and that's a part of the picture of scurvy. So if you've been having dental problems, gum problems, tooth problems, um, add vitamin C for that reason. But in this case, vitamin C helps us to manage stress by supporting the adrenal gland function. So it's an important nutrient for the health of the adrenal glands. So make sure that you are on that. Okay, could you pull up the Atomy Power Vita Energizer? The Atomy Power Vita Energizer. Okay, so if you look at the ingredients on that one, it has several, more than several, of the things that we've been talking about. So you might, if you're on a super budget, you might want to get started with something like that that has several of the adaptogenic nutrients that help your body fight stress for a good price. Let's go to the probiotics, please. Okay, so these probiotics have some great friendly bacteria in them. Again, probiotics are on the cutting edge of new medicine. Probably the naturopaths. I understand we have some great naturopathic doctors on our teams. They've been probably knowing about this and boosting this up for many years. But the medical doctors, in certain cases, we have lagged behind. But now probiotics are at the forefront of medicine because now we're figuring out that they can help or hurt your mental health. They can help or hurt your blood pressure or your glucose readings, and they can help or hurt your weight and many, many other things in the body. They can help or hurt your brain function. So if you have an imbalance in the gut and your body is fostering more bad bacteria than good bacteria, that could actually affect your brain. And they're now finding in the newer studies that certain things like Parkinsonism, Alzheimer's, bad bacteria from your teeth can actually affect your brain and its function. So we want to be on the friendly bacteria. Okay, the last thing that I want to highlight is there's a new package at the bottom. It's for $191. It says new. Okay, yes. And you get 200,000 points in credit, which is excellent. But it has the B complex, the calcium and magnesium, the vitamin D3, which is so important for overall health, bone health, yes, but also mental health, reducing anxiety and depression, and also reducing your risk of death from viral diseases, which I won't name for you too. And it helps to decrease your risk of the big C as well. And this package also comes with the hemohim, a month supply of the hemohim. So normally all this stuff individually would cost you a lot more, but they put it in a package which has a lot of the things that would help to boost your stress tolerance and your overall health. Next time we get together, I would like to talk about hormone health for men and women because we have menopause and we have menopause. And so next time we get together, we'll be talking about that because that has a lot to do also with how your body handles changes and stress. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for having me. God bless.
Based upon the information she just shared, do anybody have any questions? You can unmute your mic.
Hello, hello. Yes, I have a question. Hi.
Hi there.
Hey,
My question is, you were talking about probiotics.
Yes, ma'am.
You said they either help or hurt.
Yes.
Meaning, what does that mean?
Um, the probiotics in the gut, in particular, and in other parts of the body, God put like a little forest in there to help you to maneuver through life much easier. And that's why breastfeeding is so important. But these days, many women aren't breastfeeding. Many women, or many people, are devoid of their friendly bacteria because us doctors have given them antibiotics so many times for ear infections, sinus infections, and all the infections. So what it means is that these friendly bacteria, the friendly forest, it produces substances in the gut that talk directly to your brain and other parts of your body to help it function better. But if you have all the bad ones in there that come from years of sodas, you know, artificial sweeteners, Motrin, and antibiotics and other stuff that we give you, then bad bacteria take over. The ones that are not so beneficial that can up your glucose, cause mental health issues, cause dental decay, cause strokes indirectly, etc. Those grow also along with yeast overgrowth if you don't have the friendly guys in place to keep everything quiet and calm. I hope that helps.
Well, that's the hurt part.
So how do they help? We had mentioned that they can help to, friendly bacteria can help to lower your weight. They can help to your lower your blood pressure. They have been shown to lower glucose in in certain instances as well. So many ways they help, and they can help with overall brain health.
So I see what you mean. I think if I take the probiotics consistently, and if I was a person that drank a lot of sodas and whatnot, the probiotics wouldn't do me any good.
Well, it would be better than not replacing them after you had the antibiotics or the soda. It would be better to take them. But yeah, of course, we need to change our diet and more fruits, more vegetables to give the friendly bacteria the things they like to eat is important. But I would say if you have a bad diet and you've had a lot of antibiotics, then you should still take them.
Still take. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
I have a question about the probiotics.
Yes.
Yeah. I was reading on the probiotic. I think it said it has prebiotic and probiotic. And I heard somebody talk about how wonderful that is to have a prebiotic and a probiotic. Could you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so the prebiotics are the type of fiber and the type of food that feeds friendly bacteria. Whereas the sugar, the soda, the junk food feeds the dangerous, harmful bacteria and feeds the yeast and feeds parasites. So parasites can really mess you up because bad bacteria and parasites send direct signals to your brain to make you crave bad foods. So, incorporating friendly bacteria into your diet or supplement regimen, I think is important, especially in the days that we live in now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Okay, yes, go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I was wondering when do you suggest is the best time to take the probiotics? In the morning or at night before you go to bed?
Personally, I don't like to take anything with any type of bacteria in it at night because these are designed to stay in the gut. However, some people have their worst reflux symptoms at night. So while they're reclined and staying asleep, acid and other things can climb up into their esophagus and their throat and stuff. So I want mine to stay where they belong. So I take them during the day so that they can get where they need to be.
Thank you.
hmm And that's just my opinion. It's not written in stone.
Hi,
Okay.
this is Dr. Salter. I'm just curious about some of the more recent research and how the trend for separating magnesium and calcium is a trend now I'm seeing in different supplementation. So what's your take on that? Should we be taking magnesium separately from calcium? I understand that they kind of follow the same channel, and so you don't want to have them together. What's your take on that?
Hey, well, Dr. Salter, I haven't seen those papers. I would have to go back and read those. If you have those, please share them with Edward and he could get those to me before I formulate some type of opinion. But I will say this, it's better to have more magnesium than calcium. Most people are less deficient in calcium than they are in magnesium. So I do have a separate supplement that has magnesium in it without calcium. Hey, anyone else? I see you guys are a scholarly audience.
I'd just like to say I appreciate tonight's uh, call, Dr. Pastor Edward and Doctor. That was great teaching, great compassionate education. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hi, how's everybody doing?
Hi there.
Hi. So I'm new to this, but I'm getting a lot of good information. I really appreciate it. God is good. I have a question about the magnesium and its help. So I've got, I guess I call it trigger finger. Um, and it's my hands, they joint, well, they kind of lock up sometime. And I was told that magnesium is really good for your joints, and magnesium glucosamate or something like that. Is
Gluconate,
that
gluconate, magnesium gluconate.
yeah, glucamate. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Right.
So is that good? Because I take it every morning. I take the B complex, the turmeric, and the what else is it? The glucosamate, and there was one more thing. Uh
Hopefully
yeah,
the
but I'm
noni
just saying
and
no, I
hemohim.
yeah, I will be taking that now that I just got in it. So for my question, I guess, for my situation, what would benefit me greater or quicker for when I order, when I get the vitamins that we have? What would you suggest that my
Okay.
first order would be?
Okay, I would suggest the things that are most likely to affect many body systems, which is going to be the hemohim and the noni. So, whereas it may or may not affect your trigger finger, because part of that is actually a mechanical injury, but it will have affect so many other things that you'll get a great benefit from starting with that. So the hemohim and the noni would be good to start with, and you can finish out your magnesium, and then maybe try the Atomy brand of calcium and magnesium as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. And don't forget the pain patches. If you're having pain in your joints or your finger, you can cut the patch to size and put it in the area that's bothering you.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Hmm.
I have a question. Good night, everybody.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, I've been suffering with, I would say, an irregular menstrual cycle for years, for as long as I can remember.
Hmm.
I'm currently seeing my monthly for 3 weeks every month. If I were to start off with Atom, which supplements or which products would you recommend that I try out first?
Okay, so I would recommend the hemohim at a slightly higher dose, because if you're having that excessive bleeding for 3 weeks out of a 4 week period, then you're going to be extremely anemic, most likely. And so the hemohim helps with different things. It helps with abnormal growths, but it also helps to formulate your red blood cells, your white blood cells, and your natural killer cells at a faster, more supportive rate. So I would try the hemohim first, but probably at a slightly higher dose. Also, if your GYN has told you that you may have fibroids or polycystic ovary disease, then that's a problem that you could also address with any type of ginkgo supplement, in particular, the quality that you find with the Atomy supplements. A study did show that fibroid tumors were shrunken by taking ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo biloba. So I saw that there is a formula containing ginkgo on the Atomy site. Also, there probably are some of the, oh, you want to support your glucose and you want to make sure that your glucose level is actually where it needs to be. And they have glucocare and some other things. They're getting the bitter melon as well that help to lower your glucose levels and support a more normalized insulin level. And so if you're having heavy bleeding, history of any type of fibroids or polycystic ovaries, that's really underlying some of the other problems is a glucose problem or insulin resistance problem.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen to it.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Hi, this is Sister Gloria from California. How are you? And this is the first time I'm meeting you. And nice to meet you. And I appreciate you and the others. I'm telling you.
Thank
What I
you.
is okay is had been used to taking magnesium glyconate, is it, or glycosate or something like that.
Glycinate, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. Can I ask you, does Atomy have I thought I heard maybe that they have the magnesium with the calcium. And see, what it is that I'm mostly vegan now, mostly vegan. Okay.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I'm wondering if the calcium that's in it is from bones, animal bones, or what, or how is it, just
No,
tell me.
ma'am. It's derived from whatever plant. It says plant derived on their
Oh,
calcium. Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
That's good. Okay, and
Yes.
you have the magnesium and the calcium together.
Like one of the more naturalized doctors was saying, she was saying that you want to separate the dosing for a better effect. I haven't
Oh,
read the science on that, but we
okay.
we we believe that you guys are quite advanced on this thread. So
Wow.
she said take them at different time intervals.
Okay.
Also, if you're on a Levaquin antibiotic, just remember it doesn't work if you are taking any type of calcium blocker, I mean, any type of acid blocker, and both calcium and magnesium are natural acid blockers. So you want to remember to lay off of those if your doctor ever has to put you on Levaquin.
Well, I sure appreciate this because, see, I try not to go to the doctors, and I try to do things more natural. And I appreciate that because I did not know that Atomy has the magnesium, and then you can buy it separate from the calcium. That's
Okay.
Thank you so much, my sister. I really appreciate you. God bless you all too.
You always
Thank
up.
you.
To say.
Hi, gentlemen. Do you have a
I
question? Do y'all have a question, gentlemen?
Hello, I have a question myself.
Okay.
Hi, Var. I appreciate your assistance in this. I have a question for one lady who is breastfeeding her baby, and at the same time, she's on insulin and metformin. Is she able to use glucose care banaba, or is she doing right by breastfeeding with taking those diabetic medication?
Well, I mean, I would say it's better for the baby to have breast milk than formula. Is
Mm,
she type 1 diabetic or type 2 diabetic?
type 2.
Okay, so what I would recommend is that she sort of do a smooth transition and
Okay.
needs to do a weight loss program, but you might get hurt if you suggest that to a new mom. So I would
Mm,
I would not say it like that. But she may need to go ahead and do the probiotics, the digestive enzymes, and the
okay.
apple jellies and see if that helps her to begin to slim down a little bit. And that helps your glucose to more or less normalize if you lose 10% of your body weight. And then she may be able to transition off of some of her meds to the glucose care and or maybe the bitter melon. But I would do that under the guise of her naturopath or her doctor, medical
Mm,
doctor.
okay. And another question related to the diabetic patients. Um, are they allowed to take that Power Vita Energy?
Yes, as
They
far as
can?
I know, they are. I didn't see anything in the ingredient list that would prevent them from taking it.
Ah, okay. Okay, perfect. Thank
Mhm.
you very much.
But remember,
Yes.
your non-pregnant and non-breastfeeding diabetics, you first want to make sure you have them on the Atomy Hemohim and the Noni.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And the spirulina as well,
I was
I
sorry, I
think.
was gonna ask.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna ask another question about that. So because she's breastfeeding, she cannot take the hemohim. It's not advisable. Like I thought they said the hemohim was good for everybody. And I mean, if she's taking it, the baby's going to get some of it and maybe helping. Would that be a good thing to suggest to her or not because she's diabetic?
Well, let's ask some of the more experienced naturopathic doctors on here. Okay. Are my doctor ladies here on standby to answer questions that I don't have as much experience on that as you? Edward,
Okay. Let's see here.
where are the other doctors? They may have specific instructions for that.
I'm looking for, I was trying to see the Dr. Joy coming in. I did see, hey, I did see, bless her heart, I did see Dr. Dion that came in. She was answering some questions as far as in the chat is concerned. But she
Okay,
might
well,
have,
if you would leave your information in the chat, Pastor Edward can have someone get back to you on that.
right. A matter of fact, let me give my email, okay? Which is
And
B as in boy, N as in Nancy, A as in apple, R as in Robert, D as in David, and the number 55 at yahoo.com. And I will put that in the chat.
okay, well, I'm going to take one more question and then I need to leave. So, is there anybody has one last question that hasn't had a chance?
I wanted to just jump in for clarification, doctor, if you don't mind. I was not suggesting that Atomy separates magnesium and calcium, so I don't want anyone to be misled. I was asking the question as a general question. I think Atomy combines those. I think they're combined in the product. So I don't want anyone to think that I was suggesting otherwise. Right. And then I also wanted to ask you, doctor, I didn't hear as clearly when you mentioned your hip issue and losing your cool points. I did hear you say you used the patch, but I didn't hear what else you said you used. Can
And
you
then
add?
all I had was the patch, noni, and hemohim at the time. I didn't use the tumorsin, which is another tool for pain and arthritis. The tumorsin MSM tablets are excellent, but I didn't have that. I just had hemohim, noni, and the patch.
Yes,
Thank you.
doctor. Hello.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, I would like to know what would be good for shaky hands. I mean, just all of a sudden your hand starts shaking and it's getting out of control. So what would you suggest that would be good to take for that, if there is something that you can take for that
Okay,
in anatomy?
so there are several couple causes that could be if your doctor has told you anything about Parkinsonism or uh, what is it called? Just benign tremors. You want to listen up and see what they've told you about your hand shaking in the past. If it's Parkinsonism, there is there's a more complex protocol for autoimmune and brain diseases. First of all, you have to detoxify your body from things like pesticides, herbicides. So, if you're around a golf course or a neighborhood where there's heavy use of Roundup and any other type of pesticide, that puts you at greater risk for Parkinsonism or any type of brain disease, brain disorder. So the first thing I would do is detoxify my kidneys and liver with some detoxifying herbs. I would recommend the hemohim and the noni as well, the milk thistle, rhodiola, and I would see if there was a clinic that offered the IV glutathione. Glutathione. Now, if this is just from a magnesium or calcium deficiency, then we've already discussed what to do. Go ahead and take the calcium and magnesium and see if the tremors improve. But it sounds like possibly you need a detox and you need to be on the hemohim, the noni, and probably the calcium complex and magnesium as well.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I've
You
enjoyed your
saying?
lecture tonight.
Thank you.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I
Um,
know that you guys said one last question, but may I ask one question, please? What did you
Sure.
say about weight loss again?
Yes, I was saying that that Atomy has the noni that helps with weight loss. It helps with
Okay.
inflammation, and obesity is an inflammatory disorder. So you want to
Oh,
be on that. Possibly the hemohim as well, just to boost your metabolism in general. I
okay.
would take the spirulina. We get
Okay.
B complex at the weight loss clinics
Okay.
and digestive enzymes,
Okay.
probiotics,
Okay.
apple phenon jellies,
Okay.
and omega 3s, because I said that
Okay.
that lowers your insulin and it lowers your weight and glucose.
Okay. So is that all at one time?
I split up my meds. If I'm busy, yes, I take my stuff in the morning on the way to work. I put them in a
Okay.
pill thing and just start drinking something like protein shake or tea or oh, I forgot. They have something called pure tea,
Yeah.
Okay.
and that is very popular in China and other Asian countries. They have that right before they eat breakfast because it cleans out your system for you before you start adding other stuff in your system. So it's called
Okay.
the pure tea.
Okay. Thank you so much. And sorry to
now,
interrupt.
Good
It's okay.
evening. May I
now,
ask one
before
last
you,
question?
well, I have to get this in. All right, Dr. Princess, before you
Yes.
go, we really need for you to expound on this, that you're going to be having a health coaching consortium. Uh,
Yes, we're going to be certifying health coaches for our group that comes to the compassionate care, and we're going to be highlighting the Atomy products in our protocols that we're using. So all the questions you guys had tonight, we have those in a little booklet, and of course we'll expand upon those And of course, we're going to go over the causes of problems, what the laws of health are, and how we need to incorporate them for ourselves and others. And by the end of 8 weeks, if you complete your classes, and if you pass your test, which we're going to tell you what you need to highlight for study. If you do that, then you can become a certified health and wellness coach through Royal Wellness MD.
Hello.
Yes.
Uh, about 2 weeks ago, I asked a question about somebody who has kidney stones.
He asked about
Yes.
kidney stones.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that Noni and Hemohim were a part of that, but I'm going to let the other doctors expound.
Eu pensei sempre que me been the diamond.
Right.
So
Yeah, the Hemohim and the Noni were a part of the protocol that I heard 2 weeks ago that they gave. I don't know if there were any others.
And the gay tornado was
no va fait job là.
the gay tornado.
D'abord, et puis après ça na really mon avec. Na tout gagne mon den.
Mute CEO Ruth.
May I ask a question, please, as
Yes.
to these different items? Before giving people or suggesting, is there a protocol for an assessment on people?
Yes, I have that as a part of the protocol that we're teaching in our health coaching sessions. So yes, we do have a protocol for assessment.
Okay.
Now my question: do you, as far as can you get with people, let's say one on one, and do an assessment? And if so, what would be your charge? What's your charge on your assessment? I'm assuming
Okay.
they probably had to give you a call on that if they
Right.
want.
I would say for an assessment with me, like a 40-minute assessment, and we would try to have you fill out your information ahead of time so I can look over it and we could be as efficient as possible. I would say 149
Okay.
for a one on
All right.
one on one.
Okay.
What's
And that's
good
for
for COPD?
The hemohim, from what I heard the other doctors say in the past times I've heard this question. So hemohim, noni, and then there's something on the Korean market called Korean bellflower that we've just found out about. That helps to heal the lungs specifically. But we would have to get our orders together and order at the same time so that we could get that in bulk. But it's the Korean bellflower, and it's a liquid. It's got pear juice and one other juice in it, plus the bellflower, and it tastes pretty good. That's a very mild taste.
And with the hemohim, there is clinical research on let's see, what was that website? The medicine website. It's on there, which is they show the clinical research on COPD. Yeah, PubMed, right? Exactly.
Okay. Well,
So
guys, I plan to hopefully they'll invite me back
okay,
one day and we'll do the
okay,
hormone lecture then for all of you all because there's some cool stuff I'd like to
right.
share about male and female hormone replacement. So, whenever Pastor Ed decides to bring me back, that's the next subject. And so, until then, I'll see you all later. May God bless you.
Okay. Good night. Okay,
Okay.
and we're gonna say good night right now,
And
everybody.
put my number up for those who do want to do the health coaching class. It's $4.99, and you'll be a certified health and wellness coach, which is a definite multiple streams of income along with the Atomy. It highlights your Atomy products. And I think it will be a blessing to both you and your family, as well as your clients that you may help. He's going to put the number up, it's at the bottom of the flyer. All right. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Okay. Good
Bye.
night,
Thank you
everybody.
very
Okay.
much. I really
Good
Bye
appreciate it.
night.
bye.
That was
Thanks.
great.
Thanks for the
Good night.
information. God
Thank
bless.
you so
Okay.
much for the information.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Pastor
Thank you,
Edward.
Dr. Frances. Thank
Okay.
Thank
you.
you.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Put the number,
Good
Good night,
night.
Pastor
everyone.
Awesome,
Soldier.
Good
Dr.
night.
Frances.
That's the number.
Good night.
Two
Okay,
eight
256
286.
527
28
2866.
I'm
527-2866.
looking forward to working with you.
Bye.
Have a blessed night.
Indeed.
257.
Yeah.
Okay,
They should do
doctor.
virtual. Oh, okay.
Do you have the
Dr.
email?
Princess.
They do virtual too,
The,
huh?
Anyway, to get her email, we can
They do
forward it
virtual.
to her email.
Well,
256
that's
Email.
I
527.
don't have an email address at this time, but that's her
Okay.
number.
I
You can
just took a
always text her.
Okay.
Right. You can text her at her number.
Because we are in Canada and we are very interested in that as well.
Okay.
Because it's a global, even people from Europe can use it.
Okay. And in the in the health coaching class.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. I tell you what. Get my email address. I put it in the.
Yeah, I had yours.
Okay. Yeah. Just keep in touch with me on that, and I can get you the necessary information as far as with that the
Okay.
health coaching class.
Okay, perfect.
Did
Thank
you
you very
put
much.
your
Okay.
address in the chat, Pastor Stozier?
Yes. My email address.
Yes. What is that
Yes.
again?
Which is B as in boy, N as in Nancy, A as in Apple, R as in Robert, D as in David,
You said
and then
that
the
too
number.
fast. You saying that
Okay,
too fast.
B Nard 55. Okay, I tell you what.
B. Go ahead.
Okay, B N A R R as in Robert, E,
B.
and then the number
B-N-A-R-D.
BNARD, and then the number 55
Okay.
at Yahoo at
Yeah.
yahoo.com.
Okay. You said that last letter was D or E.
D, B as in Bernard.
Okay. BNARD 55 at Yahoo.
Yeah, and I just
Excellent. You got it, Dr. Driver.
Thank you
Uh-huh.
yeah,
very much.
I
Oh,
just took a
okay.
I'm
screenshot
gonna
of
I'm gonna be emailing you.
Sorry, say that
Okay.
again, please. BNARDA.
No,
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 just B
no.
just it's just BNARD 55 at
Okay.
Yahoo.
Thank you.
It's in the chat. He put it in the chat.
yeah, and you
Oh,
can take a screenshot of it on your from your phone. That's what I just did.
thank you.
It worked. Thank you. God bless you all.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Dr. Edwards.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night. Good night.
Shalom and
Good
family.
night.